Hello there, people of the internet. I'm Curse Blake, and this is Cult of the Lamb. Today, in this video, I'm going to go through why I think you should play Cult of the Lamb today, and why I think it's one of my favorite games of the year. I know that this review is really late, because I've been really slack with reviews recently, and I've been playing a lot of games, but I just haven't been reviewing them, so I'm going to jump straight back into and try and do a lot more reviews going forward, and this one is the first in the backlog. Cult of the Lamb was developed by an Australian indie development group called Massive Monster. I must say I am a little bit biased, but when I saw that Australians have helped develop this game, I was super excited to play it, and I was really happy when I saw an awesome company like Devolver Digital publish this game. Pretty much everything I've seen from Devolver in the last few years has been an absolute fire hit, and Cult of the Lamb is no different. Benevolent leader, please don't judge me, but I've always wanted to eat a meal made of poop. Will you help me satisfy this dark desire? Of course, Nurgling wants to eat poop. He's so gross. Cult of the Lamb kind of took me by surprise because I didn't know I wanted a cult-like village simulator melded together with a roguelike hack and slash game. And to top it off, you have a super cute lamb as the main character. This dude is super awesome looking. I really like the art style of this, and the only way I can really describe it is cute, but cursed. The game starts with you in chains, as you are the last lamb to be led to slaughter. As the last surviving lamb, you were brought before the 4 bishops of the old faith and sacrificed. However, before you die, you are saved by the one who waits. The one who waits gives you a demonic crown, which acts as your weapon and gives you the power to recruit your own cult. Cult of the Lamb is really interesting because it has 2 main parts of the game. 2 completely different styles, which I think work surprisingly well together. You have the roguelike action-adventure parts where you hack and slash your way through the minions of the old faith, and you have the cult simulator where you get to construct and manage a cult and try and keep all your cultists as happy and providing you with all the resources you need to defeat the bishops of the old faith. I found myself spending so much time in the cult elements that I've spent way longer than the average player plays this game, and I haven't even defeated all the bosses yet. I love the imagery in this game, and I love the way they've lit the scene. It is very edgy, and the lighting is used in a very artistic and awesome way. I think it sets the scene amazingly for the dark story and humor that this game contains. Alright, where's Nurgling? There you go, eat that bowl of poop, Nurgling. I hope it makes you very sick, you disgusting pestilence. Oh my god, why is he so oh my god. He's running around. He's sick. Nurgling ate some poop. Oh my god, what a dark desire. Okay, Nurgling. Wow, you did it. Truly, you without flaw. I am grateful, great leader. You made me sick by eating poop. So in this video, I'm going to go through the 2 main parts of the game, which I kind of say are the cult construction and management simulator and the roguelike action-adventure Crusades. I'm going to have chapters in this video so you can skip around and watch whichever one you want first. But I'm going to talk about my favorite part of the game, the cult building simulator. Once you've finished your first couple of Crusades, you find a location to build your temple and start your cult. The location is filled with wood, rocks, all sorts of things that you need to clear before you can start building properly. And your cultists help you out a little bit, but it's mostly you doing most of the work to start off with. The cultists will help by like picking up stuff and taking it around, but eventually you have to start building temples, tents, all sorts of things. So this is actually my favorite part of the game. I like roguelike stuff, but I found myself getting absolutely immersed in the cult building elements. I streamed this game a lot, and most of the time I just spent bulking out my cult and basically maxing out my buildings. This doesn't do a super amount of stuff for you, it just makes your crusades slightly better, but I had so much fun building my cult, just getting to do missions for them, making my people happy, that I kind of lost track of what I should be doing in the game. Come on, get him, Nurgling. Kill that old man. Yeah! Go, Nurgling. You've always been amazing. Kill him. Yes! The old man died. Perfect. We did it. Everyone's happy now because we murdered an older man in a pit fight. Anytime I find myself getting lost in a game, I tend to think, wow, the developer has done an incredible job here at making it immersive. And I feel like Massive Monster have done an incredible job with Cult of the Lamb in this respect. The cult building elements are just way too fun. I love just like tending to my people, making them happy, and building them new farms and tons of food for them to make them just have a better life. I know they're meant to be my minions, but I want them to be happy too. Your cultists have a few things that they need to be maintained so that they don't rebel against you. They need to be fed, obviously, and they also need to have their environment to be clean, which means you need to clean up their poop and puke. So in the early stages of the game, you have to do all this stuff manually. So you'll find yourself cleaning up cultist poop a lot in the early game. And I think this is where I started to get lost in these elements. I always wanted my villagers to have way better food and to be completely clean and free of sickness. So I found myself, as soon as I saw like, hey, there's a cultist that's crapped somewhere, I want to go clean it up so they don't get sick. Because if there is too much crap and puke everywhere, they do get sick. Eventually, you get buildings that the cultists can go and crap in, so that you don't have to worry yourself about cleaning up all the poo by yourself. However, when you do clean up the poop, there are some significant buffs that you can do with the fertilizer. The fertilizer can be made into a poo sandwich, which some villagers seem to love. My favorite cultist, Nurgling, decided he wanted to eat poop on multiple occasions, and I indulged him because I am a sick and twisted cult leader. It'd be so fun if we pulled some prank. They're a real picky eater, so let's make them eat poop. Yes! Nurgling's always got the best quests. He either wants to eat poop or make other people eat poop. Oh, he's loving it. Absolutely loving the poop. Haha, you are so funny. We are so lucky to have such a leader with such a great sense of humor. Yeah, we made some other dude eat poop. Nurgling is evil. This kind of game really appeals to my sick and twisted sense of humor. Let's resurrect Frogboy because he's young. He didn't deserve to be just murdered in the pit fight. Oh my god. That was horrific sounding. And that's probably one of the reasons why I like it so much. This game has a really dark, gross sense of humor. Often your cultists will want you to do the most heinous things you can think of, and I oblige them every time. I've ended up killing cultists, feeding them poop, or imprisoning them for no reason. This game doesn't take itself too seriously, and I really like that. It's kind of a jokey, kind of fun game with some dark elements, and I think it's a really nice experience. As you progress through the game, you need more and more resources and more higher tiers of resources. So you start off with the classic wood and stone to build most of your buildings, and as you progress, you do need to upgrade them to get the better buildings. You start off by just cutting down trees to get wood and mining the rocks around your cult to get them. Later on in the game, you get upgraded buildings that can produce wood and stone for you so you don't have to wait for trees and rocks to appear. One of the main things your cultists need to survive is food. And to start off with, you basically just have berries and you make berry meals for them. But later on in the game, you have a complex set of food that you can make from them, ranging from cannibalistic, follower meat meals to large fish banquets. There's a lot of cool stuff going on with the food here, because sometimes when you make food, it'll make your villagers do things like drop certain items, or give you things that you want, or just make them crap themselves or die. So the food in this can be kind of chaotically fun. As you progress through the game, you get access to the map and you can go to different places and do things that aren't Crusades. You can play dice games with some characters that you meet along the way, but that's okay. I'm happy with that. I'm not so happy with that one. That kind of sucked. You can go fishing, collect mushrooms, trade for other things, get new followers, and all sorts of crazy things. It's a super complex cult building simulator. And I think if it was just the cult building simulator, I would love this game as well. The fact that it has the Crusade roguelike elements to it as well make this game pretty amazing. I really like that there's a synergy between the cult building and the Crusades. You often have to go on Crusades to get more cultists, supplies, and obviously progress through the game. But that's not really why I played this game. I kind of just got lost in the cult building and had way too much fun. After you build a temple, you gain the ability to increase relations with your cultists by faith. This is by giving sermons, upgrading your crown to get better abilities in the field, and doing rituals. All of these things make your cultists better or do something cool when you're out on a crusade. Your followers pray to idols of you and generate you devotion. The devotion allows you to buy new buildings, which makes your cult better. My personal favorites in this is the farms and the automated collection farms that you get eventually, so you don't have to go and collect all the food by yourself. The way you recruit more cultists is by doing crusades. Crusades are the roguelike elements where you go through and you kill all the adherents of the old faith. Sometimes you can rescue villagers in the field and they will join your cult, whether willingly or not. You throw them down a portal and they appear in your village to be subjugated by you when you return. Most of these people really want to join your cult, or they just seem to not really have a choice. The other way you get cultists is you kill bosses through the crusades. And once you kill a boss the first time, you can recruit them as a slightly cuter version of the boss that you just killed. This might be where I die. Nope, this is where I kick ass. Oh, he looks kind of cute, but gross at the same time. Now, that's one thing I really want to talk about in this game is the stupidly cute art style that the villagers have. All the cultists look super cute, and you can go through and basically make them look as cute or cursed as you like. But most of the time, even the cursed-looking ones with all sorts of horns and, like, pustules on their face still look pretty cute. And I think that that's the really awesome juxtaposition of this game of cursed and cute. You can convert giant bosses which have horns and shoot spines everywhere into the cutest looking things, and they instantly become your favorite cultist. My favorite is a cultist that I called Nurgling. He basically has survived my entire playthrough somehow, and he's about 98 days old, which is double the length I have of anyone else. He just doesn't seem to want to die. The personality that these cultists have is kind of cool. Each of the cultists have special traits. Sometimes they're really positive, and sometimes they're super negative. Please die, Leshy, 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 die! Ow, ow, ow. Well, I mean, I feel like I can do it. Just, yeah! Die, Leshy! Yes! Suck it! So the other part of this game is the Crusades. I love the Crusade elements in Cult of the Lamb. They're super fun, randomly generated, which I think are really good. I think they're not as complex as something like Hades, for example, but Hades doesn't have the awesome cult building simulator as well. I see this kind of as two different games, right? You have the cult building aspect and you have the Crusade aspect. It's amazing that they were able to have two awesome games almost built into one, and neither one feels like it's lacking. Each time you start a crusade, you get a randomly generated weapon and a randomly generated magic ability. As you kill enemies and go through sections, you get the ability to get better gear, you get the ability to get better magical abilities, and you generate more tarot cards. The way you get buffed in the Crusades is you come across a vendor that gives you a randomly generated tarot card. This tarot card will give you things like poison damage or increased damage, criticals, or chances to heal yourself when hit. There's also an ability at the tarot card reader to pay some gold and get a second tarot card. However, if you do this, you don't get access to some other tarot cards down the track. But I find myself having so much gold in this game that it's just easy to buy a new one each time. Anytime that you get the chance to have poison attacks, makes your character super good. Each crusade is a set of rooms kind of similar to how like old school D&D dungeons work. You go through different rooms and you don't really know where you're going. And when you get through the end gate, it takes you to an overworld map, which you can choose different directions to go. Once you've decided the way you want to go, you can find new resources, new cultists, and a manner of other different things. I like the variety of stuff you can get, and I really like that it's different every time, and the enemies feel unique. Each one of the doors you go through to start a crusade is a journey to try and defeat one of the bishops of the Old Faith, which holds the one who waits in chains. Each time you defeat one of the bishops, one of the chains is severed. Let me eat your heart. Is he actually going to eat it, or is he just... Oh, he just puts it in his bag. Like, yeah, I'll use this for later. All right, cool. Cool, I need to go home. Oh, does this open the door? Blam. His chains are broken. And once you sever all the chains, the one who waits will be released. And I think that there's a huge amount of content here in the Crusade section. I think overall, this game has a huge amount of content, and I think it's a great price for what you get. I really like the complexity in combat here, and I really do like the randomness of how good a run is going to be. So it feels like every time you jump in, it's a little bit of a risk. Because if you fail in a crusade, your cultists are going to think that you're a bad leader, and your faith will go down. So you'll have to spend a lot of time getting it back up to full. And I really like that there are consequences for dying in this game. A lot of roguelikes, you kind of just start again, you're like, the run was fine. fine. But in this, if you fail, the cultists get pissed and they may rebel against you. So I really like that there's much more stakes here rather than just like, I can do it again. I like that there's interplay between the two main features of this game, the cult building aspect and the Crusades. You have to feed up all your cultists before you leave because sometimes they will be starving by the time you get back. And sometimes the bishops of the old faith will actually do stuff to your cultists while you're trying to defeat them. Oh, whoa, they're taking heaps of my food. Oh my god, they're all starving. Bastard. What I really like about the cultists is they are expendable. You can always find tons more. Only a little way through the game, you'll find a vendor right outside your village who will give you the chance to buy cultists from him. And I find myself doing it all the time because it's really easy to get gold in this game, so I have a fair chunk of cultists pretty much all the time. I really like Cult of the Lamb. I love pretty much every aspect of it. I haven't found myself getting bored, annoyed, or particularly just upset about anything in this game. This game is almost flawless, and I think that everybody will have fun playing this game. If you like cult building simulators, if you like construction and management simulators, or if you like roguelikes, you'll absolutely love this game. It has pretty much something for everyone. That coupled with the cursed but cute aesthetic, the dark humor, and just overall fun feeling to this game makes it a no-brainer for me to recommend for you guys to play. So, should you play this game? Hell yeah. Definitely. And I know it's taken a long time for me to make this review, but I really wanted to share my views with you guys because this game was super fun to play on the channel, and I'm going to be doing more things with this game in the future. If you made it this far through the video, remember to give it a big thumbs up, and if you aren't already subscribed, smash that subscribe button with notifications on to catch all of my crazy videos and shenanigans that I do here on YouTube. If you have something to say about Cult of the Lamb, drop me a comment below and I'll try and respond to it because I love conversing with you guys. Or if you guys want to suggest a game to me to play and review, drop it in the comments. I've had a lot of awesome suggestions from you guys in the past. Anyways, thanks for being awesome as always, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.